Well, let's now go across to a very special guest who joins us this morning. Diptarup, the principal analyst of Gartner, joins us from Bangalore to help us understand what's really going on in the IT sectors. The equity markets clearly indicating that there is celebration taking place. Thanks so much, Mr. Diptarup, for joining me this morning on NDTV Profit. Mr. Diptarup, it was only about 10 days ago that Gartner, in fact, had indicated that the celebration in the Indian IT space this quarter in anticipation of a recovery rather could happen ahead of time. Do you still agree? Do you still hold your stand on that one?
Yeah, partially yes. We have seen that the decline in volumes have kind of slowed down or reduced considerably. We have seen that volumes are stabilizing. There is not that much pressures on pricing from their customers. So these are all good tidings coming in. But with a caveat saying, as I keep on saying earlier too, that unless there is a real recovery in the market for the US, in the US market, which is the Indian market's key market, the recovery won't be happening the way that we saw in earlier years.
Right, Diptarup, also even if the economy begins to recover, rather that is already underway, the business response, I believe, will be quite slow. Do you think cautious buyer behavior will continue to remain the trend for at least till year end, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a vertical specific. I'm talking about the IT industry customers. It will be vertical specific growth. We've already seen the banking and financial services industry, which went down under the first, recovering in terms of the IT spends. We've also seen that happening with telecom to a certain extent. But other big deals like manufacturing, there is not much leeway over there, not much recovery happening over there. I'm talking about international markets. So unless all these 3 or 4 major verticals which contributes the biggest chunk to the IT business, to the Indian IT business primarily, unless they recover significantly, you won't see the real recovery happening. But yes, the stabilization or the decline in volume that was happening in the first quarter of this calendar year has stopped.
While volumes are stabilizing, what about the pricing side of things? Do you think, Diptarup, that now the pricing power is also back with IT companies?
Well, not exactly. I mean, there is still some pricing pressure, but not to the extent that it was there, say, last quarter, last year, last quarter of the last year. What I'm trying to say is that there are a lot of large companies which have weathered the storm and they are now on an equal footing. But the mid-sized company, the smaller companies are still facing some amount of pricing pressures. And that coming back to the equal footing on pricing will happen when that real recovery, which I was talking about just earlier, happens. Unless both of them try out together, you won't see those kind of high utilization rates and pricing rates which was there earlier.
Right, you were speaking about different verticals having a different kind of impact. Which are the verticals which you see will bounce back faster than the others, and which companies are hence better placed to perhaps move up also and do better than their peers thanks to their presence in particular verticals?
Yeah, I mean, banking and financial services is definitely going to pick up faster, and hence companies like, say, TCS, who has a large exposure to this vertical, will also do better, and it kind of reflects in their guidance. You will see that the smile, the east-west smile as they call it, about their guidance for the calendar year 2010 will start becoming more positive as and when the big companies in this sector announce their IT budgets for calendar year 2010. So I won't go, and telecom also could be one vertical which should turn around fast, but others are still, I would say, let's wait and watch what happens, because a lot of these verticals are dependent on consumer spending in the US. Consumer confidence index in the US is still pretty low, so there's something like retail, for example, that won't pick up till say December of this year, and IT spend usually lags by 6 months, so the IT spend in retail industry won't pick up by, say, second quarter of 2010, a ballpark estimate.
Right, thanks so much, sir, for joining us this morning on NDTV Profits. Indeed a pleasure to get your views on where the recovery in the IT sector is headed. It looks like a half and half picture for now, but there is a recovery underway, but not as rather spectacular as most people are expecting. Coming up on the show, we've got lots lined up for you. In fact, we'll tell you all about how SBI now is batting for the aviation space. An exclusive chat with OP Bhatt on that.
And later in the day, in economic data, industrial production for the month of June is going to be out. We speak with Saugata Bhattacharya, find out what lies ahead as far as the growth is concerned.